a guy named Rob Gavagan. I'm not even 4 minutes into his video, and the video is 22 minutes and 33 seconds long. It says seriously strange number 114. It was posted today, and it's already had 44,481 views, 45,000 likes. So I was noticing in the first 4 minutes, right here it says I'm 3 minutes and 28 seconds into it. Now, they got my name wrong, of course. My name is spelled Shawn, and I've been told often that that's the girl's spelling. I've met a few girls named Sean. I've also met a few boys named Sean that spell it that way, so it don't matter. But just in this amount of time, I mean, it started off already. They're trying to paint this picture of me as this big, bad boogeyman, this terrible monster who is doing horrible things because he is obsessed and so on and so forth. And that's not even close to the case. Now, those of you who got to get forwarded that message from Natalie to myself, you understand what kind of a man her dad is. Those of you who got to see the messages between myself and Rose and between myself and Natalie, you get to see that things are not as she was presenting it to everyone else. Now, then there's the fact that, all right, after these guys screwed up, the police, they knew that they'd screwed up. Here in Chapel, Nebraska, I'm still dealing with the consequences of what the police did about the situation, both before and after Natalie was killed, including the stuff that Natalie's twin sister, Alicia, and her father, Ted, the friggin' child molester, were doing at my grandma's funeral. Now, I have terrible birthdays. My birthday present last year was for Alicia to be in a vehicle with her dad, Ted, on a high-speed chase through 2 different states. Bobby Forrest got a hold of me on the 19th as I was pulling into South Dakota. I was still on a bus. Matter of fact, all my stuff is up at my house. I'm currently in my horse trailer. Trying to make the world a better place. It makes me feel better. That's what all of this is for. I got aluminum foil and stuff all over so that I can use a minimal amount of light and keep it lit up. It's better than nothing, you know. I mean, this is something that I can help to save lives. And that's actually how I got to meet Natalie and Alicia, and of course, Maddie Boa. I've already shown conversations between myself and Natalie, and myself and Alicia, myself and Joanna Taylor Smith. My conversations with a lot of people. A lot of the stuff that was on Facebook, for example, I was able to show that and save it and so on and so forth. And although I've had nothing but problems with people stealing my stuff ever since Natalie died, that all comes from the fact that I was made homeless by Natalie's death. I was made a victim by Natalie's death. I'd already been made a victim by Natalie not telling the truth. Now in this, they're trying to say that I was stalking Natalie, so on and so forth, and I was moving to go be closer to her and so on and so forth. That is complete fucking bullshit. Now, the whole situation is, I was supposed to go see Natalie. I really was. And I was too late getting there. And it pissed a lot of people off. Well, it didn't piss them off. It made them sad. Maddie Bow was sad that she wasn't going to get to go. Natalie was sad that I wasn't there already. She threatened to kill herself if I wasn't already on the road. And I had the money to go. I did, you know. I didn't lie to her intentionally. It was the fact that, the amount of money that I had at that point in time, if I'd have gone to Virginia, like I had promised her I would do, she wasn't going to get on the airplane to go to Virginia unless I promised to visit her when she was there. So I want you to understand that. We were friends. And people took all of this stuff completely out of context, like the picture that I drew of her for her mother. They were like, oh, well, he drew this afterwards because he's stalking her. No, I drew that as a gift to her mother as a thank you. Alicia was trying to find me housing. She wanted me to live in Virginia. She wanted me to be close to them. It was her idea for me to stay behind where she worked. Alicia is Natalie's twin sister. But there's all this different stuff that if you don't look at the time frame and the context, you're just gonna get it all wrong. Like people claiming that I was stalking her. No, I wasn't. I was trying to get the fucking harassment and stalking and threats and fucking all of that to stop. Like, while she was pretending that I would do these things to her, people were actually doing these things to me. And she can go ask people for help. If I ask people for help, she says, oh, he's stalking my friends. No, I'm trying to get their help. I'm being accused of shit that I didn't do because you don't want to understand that if you lie about something simple just because you don't want to get in trouble, that can seriously destroy somebody's life. It can destroy all of their friendships. It can destroy all of their relationships. It can destroy their income. It can destroy their housing. It can destroy their ability to defend themselves. When we went to Virginia Beach, that was Natalie and Alicia's idea. Where the hell did I put my ashtray? There it is. They don't say that, do they? They don't say that after leaving Virginia, I thought that she was still in Virginia that whole time. But see, I knew her from Boulder, Colorado. Like, I didn't even bother to find out their names until they were 18 years old. They were down there selling drugs for their dad, hanging out with it. If I had a kid, fuck no, my kids would not be down there. But then again, Rose wasn't going to be there. She's not going to be there to protect her daughters. Ted isn't going to be there to protect his daughters. I mean, Ted was fucking his own daughters for shit's sake. And I'm just the unfortunate bastard who hadn't known about it. But then again, when I was being harmed for crimes that I didn't commit, crimes that Tim Beeson committed and Ted Bollinger committed and Natalie and Alicia committed, things that they had asked me to do that I did because they asked me to, they tried to twist around and pretend like I was some sort of a terrible person. Now, in this one, I'm 3 minutes and 28 seconds in, and they go to this picture that was taken. All right, I'm going to give you the story behind this picture. I got an eye patch on. My hair's all up like this, and I got my eyes real big. That was taken by my friend Janine Barrett. She died last year. Her son was a complete jackass about it. Of course, he's been a jackass for a while now. Ever since I hurt my back. It was his girlfriend, JoJo, who I was going to for help before Natalie was killed. I needed help stopping the harassment, but nobody would listen to me because of the tag mentally ill. Everybody thought that they knew better than me. And I'm like, hey, look at what I'm dealing with, people. So you just need to let it go. I did let it go. I drove 1,700 miles away from Virginia. That whole time, under the assumption that Natalie was still in Virginia. The fact that she had moved to Colorado, I didn't even know that. I just wanted to be able to go to Boulder and see my loved ones without being abused, without being assaulted, without having to worry about the way that police treat the homeless, about how someone can assault me and call me mentally ill and magically it's okay. It is okay. He's mentally ill, so it's his fault. We're not even going to listen to what he has to say because he's mentally ill. We're not going to take a look at any of the evidence that he's trying to show us because he's mentally ill. We're going to let these people bully and harass and pick on this man until he is fucking suicidal and begging you to fucking kill him. begging you to tell the truth, telling you what people are doing. That word stalker. I was the one being stalked. Was I harassing people? Yes. You goddamn right I was. I was harassing the cops to do something about it. I was harassing my therapist to do something about it. I was harassing my caseworkers, supposed caseworkers, to do something about it. Meanwhile, all these people get to see their loved ones and my loved ones. There's a lot of people who say, hey, Sean, I don't want to get involved. I'm your friend and their friend. But then again, you're still friends with them. You still get to see them. You look at the history of all of these people, all of Natalie's family, all of the drugs that they've done. Are these people autistic? Or do they have brain damage from all of the drugs that they've done? Do their children have brain damage from all the drugs that they've done? Most of the children that I know, many of the adults that I know that are my age or younger, they are the product of drugs and alcohol. This is stuff that I grew up with firsthand. I grew up in the system having to deal with this stuff. Now, this picture here that Janine took, she had this eye patch and she wanted to see me with it on. She said, I want you to try to be as scary looking as you can. I got this little app I want to test out. So I did my hair up like that and I put on the eye patch and I made the looking face. And she took the picture and she put it up and wanted to see how high my IQ was based on my picture. That was Janine, A lot of my key witnesses are dead, though. Rory Jepson, he was one of my key witnesses, too. Some of his family think he was murdered. They don't want me to say nothing. You can't tell me that a friend of mine might have been murdered and I can't say nothing. Don't even fucking say that to me. If there's a possibility that Rory was murdered, they needed to fucking do something about it. But just like with Natalie, he was cremated. That was the worst thing to find out when Natalie was killed, was that, first of all, I was for certain that Ted had done it because I exposed him for molesting Natalie with her email. Finding out that she had been cremated, that was terrible. The repercussions for me in every single court date, no matter what, I get the mentally ill treatment. I'm not a human being to your society, and I never will be. I'm sorry, that made me shudder. A lot of the stuff that I've been dealing with, it's not because any of these people are terrible people. It's because they didn't understand and they didn't take the time to understand. And I was trying to get them to understand, to try to show them what was going on. Oh no, we're not going to look at that. That never happened if we never take a look. If Sean was forced into constantly moving for 2 years, never being able to utilize his resources, this disabled person who is obviously disabled, you take away his housing, you take away his income, and then you do whatever the hell you want to him. And you just call him mentally ill and it's okay. You destroy all of that person's friendships and relationships and it's okay. There's a lot of people, and I've got all of this evidence on this computer. Miss Peaches has a lot of evidence too. So does Molly Smith over in Sydney. They've all got evidence that I've collected, and a lot of my evidence was stolen. A lot of people, after they screwed up big, they would start playing victim. I'm like, fuck you. If you want to play victim, just fucking block me. Don't play victim. Just go away. As long as I have the text messages between us, I got enough evidence. Now that's where getting stuff stolen all the damn time. When you're constantly moving, you know how stressful it is to move, right? Now imagine you have to move in with complete strangers, and a lot of them have addictions of their own. I mean, when I was staying with Sally Treon in Pueblo, the lady that was staying on the couch was a meth addict. She killed her son years the day after Natalie was killed. That was the same house where Sally Treon's daughter was dragged through the house by her foot and kicked in the face by a meth head. I got a hold of Miss Jerry to let her know. Now, having those 3 phones stolen from me, that really put a big damper on it. And the only positive that I have for that is that at least I posted up as much as I could until I ran out of room. When I ran out of room on these telephones, and I do mean it, all of these telephones, the ones that were stolen in Washington State too, they were full of evidence. There was no way that I could put any more on there. There was no way in Hades. Let me scroll this up to the part. There's a bunch of people messaging me. So I'll try to cover up their names, but all right, one moment, I gotta answer this. Hey Chris, I'm currently live on YouTube. I'm gonna step out for a minute though. All right.
Hey, what now?
I said I'm currently live on YouTube, but I'm gonna step outside the trailer for a minute to talk to you if that's all right.
Okay, well, I can just pick you up. I'm headed back to the house now.
All right. Well, I'll see you when you get here.
Okay.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
I'm in the process of doing all of the things that I've been prevented from doing since Natalie died. The things that I was prevented from doing because I was made homeless. The things that I was prevented from doing because all of my resources were spent moving from place to place. Paying to go to court dates in places where I was unsafe. Paying for fingerprinting and paying to have other people help carry my stuff because my back is screwed up. Paying for a bunch of other stuff. Meanwhile, a lot of people think I got free money from GoFundMe's. But no, I didn't get a bunch of free money from GoFundMe. I was trying to get a GoFundMe set up before Natalie died. I was trying to get a lawyer. There was a guy named Jeff Ritter and a woman named Kara Heller, and they were my liaisons through the Colorado Coalition of the Homeless. And they were supposed to be helping me get a lawyer. And between Ken and Leah, who stole all my stuff and my money, and the stuff that was going on with Natalie, the stuff with Natalie was what was really destroying my life. Not just Natalie, but also how the police had treated me. Now, you guys have gotten to see, who have followed my YouTube here, that I've made hundreds of calls to the police. This jurisdiction thing is a really big thing. I mean, police across the board have used jurisdiction, transplanting me from here to somewhere where I know nobody. The worst possible thing you can do to an autistic person, and they're doing exactly that, is help. Stegman's here. I gotta go. Y'all be safe. I'll probably be back on later. I did a lot of stuff that's against the law. I tried to do everything legally and the right way first. And I have so much evidence of this on this very YouTube.